Hi, we're going to explore Berkshire Community College's Ebsco Discovery Service. This is a brand new utility, and in fact, we have the most recent iteration. There are only two institutions right now in Massachusetts in the public system that have it, Berkshire Community College and Worcester State University. So there are some bugs, but it's still worth trying out. I went ahead and I typed in a subject area that I may or may not be familiar with, but I typed in performance art. If I don't know that much about it, maybe I want to learn a little something. And when I go ahead and click that, it takes me to this page. Now, if I'm on campus, I should be right into the BCC system, but it's a little quirky. When you're coming from home, you may find yourself having to sign in either here or at some other juncture, depending on how it's functioning. But I did let me in, I noticed. So right over here, there's a book of some sort which is very specific to Asian performance art, which is important in the history of performance art. But over here, I see an even more general research starter, which gives me a history of performance art, kind of an overview, which can be really helpful if you don't know much about it and you want to know a little more so that you can focus. And that's really important when you're putting together a research project. Focus on some aspect or something specific about your topic that you can write about that isn't so huge and overwhelming that you can't write a 5-page paper. Sometimes it happens that people pick a topic that's so broad that they could write an encyclopedia, and that's really frustrating, because then how do you come to a conclusion? You need to have some angle or some point of view that you want to interject. So getting to know your topic is really helpful in that process, because then at least you can determine what specific aspect of your general topic you might want to focus on. So the first thing I'm going to do after maybe familiarizing myself with the topic is to, I could scroll down and take a look at everything that's here. It's going to include, all sorts of institutions that aren't mine. So I'm going to go to the filters just so that I can at least choose, let's see, location. Yes, location, Berkshire Community College. Let's scope it out to just BCC. And then perhaps source type. So what do I want to look at? Well, let's just see. I have no idea what it's going to bring up, but I'm going to go ahead and click a few things, but not print books, because right now we're not lending out our print books. So let's see what I come up with. Okay, so I find it looks like probably a lot of ebooks, and I could tell that when it's giving me something like a call number, even though it's not there. It's ebooks. Probably we do have a lot of these. Hopefully we do have a lot of these. Just looking to see if anything looks really interesting. Literary art and digital performance case studies. Well, that might be kind of cool. So I'm going to go and look and see, are we in this list? Oh yeah, there we are. Okay, so Berkshire Community College, are we there? Yes, we are there. So I'm going to go ahead and click the title, and hopefully where it says access now, it will retrieve catalog item. It's going to pull me over to the Helm catalog where we visited earlier. And I'm going to go ahead and click. Oh, yes. And it brought me into ProQuest, which is really good that ProQuest is functioning right now. So I've been taken into the literary art and digital performance case studies in new media and art criticism. You can read it online, which is infinitely the easiest way to go about this. You could go ahead and move your pages if you'd like. You could print it. You can continue if you want to print it. You can download it. You can get the link and email the link to yourself. And right here are your citations. Again, those citations are really useful. MLA and APA. And I noticed they're not doing the indentations. You can do that yourself, indent it whatever the number of spaces in. But if you copy that, and then you can go ahead into a Word document and paste it. And then you probably have to just kind of go in a number of spaces. But look, you've done it. And we'll talk about citing, but that does make it so much easier. So that's one of the really neat features that you can do with when you're searching the Ebsco Discovery. Go back to my result list over here. And again, it's really important to go to those filters. It's really important to go to location and pick Berkshire Community College, and then the type of resource that you're looking for. You'll also find, in addition to online ebooks, there also are articles that you can connect to. So the next thing I'm going to show you that the Discovery Service will allow you to do is a concept map. And the concept maps are really kind of cool. So I'm clicking on it, and it should take me to concept map, and I notice it's taking me to performance art. So I'm going to just go ahead and click that. So, let's say, you want to do your own search. You want to search this a little further. You don't know much about performance art. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of click on that, and I'm going to add that to my search, and it's making the search right here. See, this is a search builder. And then, gee, what the heck is happening? Well, let me go ahead and click that, and I'll add that to my search. Now, it also gives you body art. Wow, that's kind of wild. Body art, fire dancing, improvisational theater. Like, if I want to explore the topic, and it sometimes it does this real well, and sometimes it doesn't. But there it did it. It pulled up, reviews, amateur theater, melodrama, languages I don't read. But it's kind of cool, improvisation. Now, the one thing is that I could keep adding these things to my search, but the bigger you make your search, sometimes the fewer articles you get, simply because you become so specific. But this is kind of a useful tool. It's called a concept map, so it's very useful. I'm going to go ahead and click see full results just to see what I get, and bang, I wound up with a number of results, but it's knocked that filter back to all of the libraries. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to location and just make sure I've got Berkshire Community College listed here, and apply that. And let's see what shows up on this list. Okay, so according to this, retrieve article or retrieve item. And we have this. Holy cow. Beyond the Happening, Performance Art and Politics of Communication. That sounds really interesting, and it's new. So again, I would click this to get into it. There it is. Again, it's ProQuest, which is great. So that is another option. Scrolling down, I probably have, further options that I still see an awful lot of ebooks. I'm not seeing articles so much. If I want, I can ask for source type and just see if any of these are articles. No, actually, I'm not seeing any articles, so I may have to go to the database for that. Again, the Discovery Service is a way to begin your research. It is really useful in that regard. So there's another concept map I want to show you, and I really like this system. It is our Credo Reference concept map, and it's a database of reference materials like encyclopedias, dictionaries, handbooks, guides, but it's got the best concept map. And I'm going to go ahead back to the main page, click Online Reference page right there, and then click Credo Reference. So this is a database of encyclopedias and dictionaries and handbooks and guides, which you can use. I mean, definitely, if you want to look up a particular subject. I think it's Professor Laney, that teaches a class on conspiracy theories, and there's an encyclopedia of conspiracy theories in here, and that's one of the places that many students will begin their research and look up a conspiracy theory and then spend a semester disproving it or proving it. It's really cool. But anyways, so that's usually the function of this database, but this database also has a concept map. So I'm going to type in here performance art. Yay. And this is just so cool. Like, watch what happens. So it gives me an overview, plus it gives me all these encyclopedia entries here from different types of encyclopedias, like the Aesthetics from A to Z, that's an encyclopedia, or the Oxford Companion to Theater and Performance, Multimedia Encyclopedia of Women in Today's World. And then if you notice over here, it's populating this section over here with other types of articles from our databases. And if I recall, this particular Credo doesn't play real nice with Ebsco, so you're not going to get the ebooks probably for sure, and you may not get all of the Ebsco uh, articles, but you're going to get the Gale articles and other articles. So it's kind of interesting, like how these concept maps work. Depends on how the vendor works with other databases, because what it's doing is it's integrating material from our 134 databases. It makes it a little easier than searching each one separately. So over here is the actual concept map. And if I go ahead and click, let's say installation art, if you've been to Mass MoCA, you probably have seen an installation piece. Which some of them have really, some installation pieces work with sound, and that's always so cool. But anyway, so I clicked installation art, and I'm noticing over here this has changed on the left hand side in terms of the encyclopedia entries, but also what has changed is the articles that show up. So I see Gale Online academic one file, and they're mentioning children paddling pool and sculpture, or packaging, handling, and moving and transporting, installation and uninstallation. Yeah, that must be really hard when you move from one gallery or one art museum to another, some of these large scale installation pieces. This is cool. Agriculture. So, what does agriculture have to do with art? Well, if you're doing something in the liberal arts and you're combining different approaches to a particular subject, and looking at how perhaps different subject areas intersect, this could be really interesting. So there is some sort of some of these articles, and it looks, if I click see all results, I'll probably see many more, but perhaps articles that have to do with maybe agriculture, maybe environment and installation art. I'm going to go ahead and choose this Gale Literature Resource Center to find something on installation art as it relates to literature. This might be interesting. So I clicked on this one, Character and Absence as a Narrative Key in Installation Art. And I see the abstract, which is a summary of the article, talks about installation art has been critically interpreted with reference to themes or situations or transgressive nature of this art form, space, and material or immersion and embodied perception. To a lesser degree, installation art's narrative possibilities have also been explored. However, the centrality of the character as a narratological tool for the interpretation of installation art has not been comprehensively investigated, which is, I guess, what they're going to do in this particular article, talking about the installation art and the narratology of it. You know, how is it structured? What is the story of it? The characters that might be revealed, human-like aspects of the characters. And so this could be kind of interesting in that it is looks like it is um, uh, combining the idea of an installation piece of art in terms of the narrative that that installation piece of art is trying to articulate. So, and again, this is the Gale database. You can cite it. Again, all those citations are always somewhere you can find them. Copy and paste. You can download it, print it, get that link if you just want to email yourself the link. So that's basically a little bit of a tour of our concept maps of EDS, the Ebsco Discovery Service, as well as the Credo database. Thanks.